Hey guys, here at OSMVTextReads.com. You're watching our video first look at the Nixon's the small lowdown. These are surf tide watches, and these are quite unique because they are categorized kind of as smart watches. And they're not smart in the sense that they can take phone calls or anything, but they have a lot of information and data stored in them. These are tide watches and surf watches, more specifically. So if you're not a swimmer or a surfer for that matter, these watches are not going to be of too much interest to you unless you want something that looks quite fashionable and quite interesting, or if you're just a gadget hound like I am and just wants to collect pretty cool tech. Now, the interesting thing about these watches, it actually has information for over 200 beaches stored on here. It has the exact tide charts for 200 different beaches across the United States. And if I find a particular beach that I'm interested in, it actually shows you at 2 o'clock, for example, how high the tides are going to be. And it's going to display information like that for 200 beaches for the next 15 years. Or around 15 years. Of course, this watch has been out for quite a while now, so by now it's going to be only around like 7 years. But again, it's quite a lot of information stored into the memory of this thing, and that's what makes it quite smart. But beyond that, it's not just, a tide chart, a tide recorder. It also has different features on here. For example, if you're a surfer and you're surfing and you just surf past the tide, you can actually press a special key on here to activate a stopwatch just for your surf tides, and you can also press it again once the next tide arrives. It actually records for you, about the time and about how long, and you can predict about when your next tide is going to arrive and stuff like that. And again, you can check out the chart, which tells you, your next high tide is going to come in approximately 2 hours or 3 hours, and it's time to leave the beach or go to the beach. Other than that, this is just a pretty regular watch. It displays your time. It's a great alarm clock system as well. You can display alarms. It beeps around and displays your date as well. It also doubles as a regular stopwatch, so if you're interested in that, and also has a very bright backlight. Now, Nixon's the small lowdown watches come at a pretty inexpensive price as far as Nixon watches go. They're still quite expensive for street prices and stuff like that, but the MRSP price is around $120. And we'll just show you around the device in a moment. But they come in different colors. It comes in men's versions and women's versions, and it comes in different colors, like I said. So to iterate on this is the regular black version. We've also been sent to review the white version, which is like so. And of course, there is a more interesting versions. One of them, for example, is this purplish version that you can see there. So it's great for customization. If you're a teenager or anything like that, you'll enjoy the host of colors to choose from as well. A little bit more about the construction quality of these watches. The front plate is actually a scratch-resistant mineral glass, so it's something that's really strong and enforced. It's kind of in the watch world, it's similar to, Corning Gorilla Glass in the smartphone world, if I can make that comparison. It's basically impossible to scratch, and even though we've used it again and again, and in beaches, of course, you know how sand can scratch things like crazy, this thing is still basically scratchless, so it's a great display overlay here to protect the LCD underneath the screen. As far as the actual construction here, the main frame of the actual watch is made out of this nice plasticky material. It feels pretty solid in the hand, but it's very hard and rigid. The watch band itself is made out of the silicone polycarbonate material that's pretty strong and reinforced. It's not going to break on you. As far as the plastic goes on the main frame, though, even if you chip this plastic, you should be able to find that the inside of this watch is still going to be black. So the good news is if you break your watch in half or anything like that, it's not going to show as much scratches. You're seeing a lot of glare right now from a camera. But again, if you chip off a part of this watch, the inside is not going to be white. It's still going to be black. So scratches are hard to discern, and it's a great aspect that Nixon has built on here, kind of like Nokia's Lumia handsets that they've decided with their polycarbonate finish. Interesting here, look, you can see that this is the LCD display. On the left-hand side, you have 2 buttons to control the various time and clock features, and on the right, 2 buttons to control the tide features. On the bottom, it says this is waterproof for 30 meters, so it's quite a large distance, and it feels, again, pretty nice on your hand. You have multiple selections. On the bottom, you have a small Nixon key to access the backlight and actually go through the different watch functions. And also, one last thing I wanted to point out, it comes in inverted displays and regular displays. So inverted displays means that it has a back overlay overlay and digits are white, while on a traditional one, things are monochrome and digits are black. You can actually choose from those. So quite an interesting quote smartwatch, but not in the traditional way. And if you're interested in something like this, and you're interested in someone who's active and outdoors a lot, this might be the watch for you. So thanks for watching here at osandvtxreviews.com.